So welcome to Qigong Live Online. And I just want to reiterate, we were talking before about the weight challenge, the Forest Rock weight challenge. Now, it's not a weight loss challenge, or it's a weight loss and a weight gain, because some people need to put weight on and some people need to take it off. And so we've got our staff involved, and everybody's involved, and people that have been signing into our weekly programs and our weekly classes got involved in this challenge. So I challenge you, it's 2 pounds. And what we're going to do is we're going to extend it, because we're going to finish today, but we're going to extend it for another week. And so I'm going to lose another 2 pounds. I lost 2 pounds this week, and so we're going to do another one for next week as well. So we'll do another 2 pounds. And the other part is you have to say how much exercise you're going to do, whether it's walking, whether it's jogging, swimming, whatever you like to do, cycling. And I'm going to say I'm going to go to the gym twice a week, and I'm also going to practice Qigong 4 times a week. And that's my commitment that I'm going to stick to. And I did it last week, and I'm going to do it again this week. So well done for the people who lost the 2 pounds. I had people feeding back to the people that lost the 2 pounds during the week. So well done. If you want to know the Qigong exercises for that, it was last week's advanced class. I did some exercises for the weight loss in last week's advanced classes. And I talked about weight loss and about how Chinese medicine sees weight and how you put weight on and how you take weight off. And there's a whole class on that, so I won't go back over that, but go watch last week's class, yeah? So today we're going to do something different. So somebody's asking me about the eight extraordinary vessel Qigong set. Now there's a few variations to this, and I'm going to show you the one I was taught. And they're very good exercises. But the 8 extraordinary vessels are like our storage. It's like if you don't think of the electric car, you have all the battery packs under the car. And everything comes from the battery packs, and it goes and does all the different variations. It does all the clocks and the lights and everything else comes from these battery packs. And so we have the same thing. And also the cars that have the rechargeable, where the hybrid, where they recharge the batteries as they run. So we're like that. We recharge our batteries as we run. We don't just run out of battery and have to plug it into the power. It'd be great if it was that easy. We can, but of course we get energy from food and from the air we breathe, but we're constantly recharging our batteries. And you want to have your batteries as full the whole time. You don't want to be running your car on an empty battery. So the 8 extraordinary vessels are like the storage vessels. There's 8 of them. That's what they call them, 8 extraordinary vessels. And they store energy, and they all have different purposes. These sets of battery packs, or these sets of storage cells in our body, energetic storage cells, have different functions in the body, what they do. And we're going to go through the whole 8 of them and talk a little bit about them as we do them. The exercises are relatively really simple, and they're done in circles. And so I'll talk a little bit about it. Before we do that, we're just going to bow. Go. Make a fist with your left hand, cover it with your right, bring it towards your heart, and then down to your physical center. Perfect. So the first one's done, the Dai Mai. The Dai Mai is your governing vessel. It travels up your spine from the back, travels from the one side of your anus, all the way up the spinal column, up the back, all the way across the top of your head, and it finishes in your top lip. Yep. And they call it the governing vessels because in the Dai Mai vessel, with all the acupuncture points, there's only 2 of the extraordinary vessels have actual acupuncture points. The Dai Mai and the Ren Mai. The rest of them don't actually have acupuncture points. With the Dai Mai, the Dai Mai vessel, it's a governing vessel because it has acupuncture points in the back all the way up the spinal column. And each one of those points goes to all the major organs. So it accesses all the major organs. So if you think of that particular battery cell, it feeds all the organs in the body. It feeds all the yang aspect of the body because it's yang. It's called the sea of yang as a description of what the purpose of the Dai Mai is. And it's also called the governing vessel. So obviously it talks about governing all the energy in your body. Yeah? So we're going to do that exercise first. And it's a simple exercise, and it's done in circles. Yeah? The hands come back, your elbows come back, and your hands go forward like that. Now it's like a train. I don't know why it looks like a train, but it does. Like the old locomotive. And it does that. Yeah? Now I'm going to go to the side so you can see what the arms are doing. So it goes forward and backwards, yeah? Now I'm standing on my kidney points, and I'm doing this. Yep. Now I've seen some people with their feet forward and they do this, and they rock forward and backwards doing this. Yeah. That way. Or you can do it with double feet together, as long as you're standing on the ball of your feet, because you're accessing the kidney points, yeah? And you're doing the hands like that. Good. So we're going to do the variations, so you see both the variations. And that's when we're standing with our feet 1 foot forward. We're going to put our right foot forward first, and we're going to go forward and backwards. And you can see the energy is rocking forward and backwards. Now the energy comes up your spine over the top of your head. So you think of it as you're going backwards, it's coming up your spine. I'll go to the side so you can see it. So it's coming up your spine, over the top of your head. Yeah, it's coming up your spine, over the top of your head. And the arms are doing the same motion. Yeah, it's coming up your spine, over the top of your head. Yep, that's it. Perfect. So you can see what we're doing. There you go. Now the breathing for this is you breathe in as it comes back, breathe out as you go forward, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So the energies come up your spine, across the top of your head, and then down. Up your spine, across the top of your head, and then down. So the mind, what you're doing while you're doing these exercises, we're going to swap feet. We're going to use the other foot forward. Where we're doing this exercise, I'll do this way just to get you started. So up the back, over the top of the head and down. Up the back, over the top of the head. And my elbows are going back. My elbows are going back. And the elbows are like sitting on like a circle, and it's uneven, and so it goes around, and it's doing this motion, yeah, with your elbows, and your arms are following it, but you're following the momentum of the body, yeah, going forward. I'll come around the front anyway, so I'm talking to you at the front. So going forward, yeah, that's the one, perfect. Come up the back and forward. Breathing in up the back, breathe out down the front. Breathe in, and breathe out. So generally the extraordinary vessels in theory don't have their own flow of energy. They're storage vessels. The energy flows out of them to go to the different organs, but there's no flow like the 12 meridians. When you have the 12 meridians, there's a flow that goes down one meridian, up the other one, down a meridian, back up, and constantly flowing all through your body, like blood circulating through your body. The chi circulates through it continuously. But the storage vessels, they store the energy, and then when they need the energy, the body needs the energy, it comes out from the storage vessel and goes to where it needs to go. But it doesn't necessarily have a circulation as such. It doesn't circulate inside the vessel. It just stores the energy, just the same as a battery pack does. But you pull the energy out to do what you want to do, and then it's charging back into it. So in some way, there is a circulation where the energy goes out, and as soon as the energy goes out, the generator turns back on to fill it back up again. But it's not seen as a circulation of in and out like the meridians. It's a different theory, different concept of how it works. Yeah. Good. And the hands, when they're coming forward and backwards, have the hands so they're basically the same width as your hips. And the hands are going forward and backwards, same width as your hips. That's it. Perfect. Swap the sides. Breathing in, breathing out. That's it. Good. And then stop there. And so what we do now is just go the exact opposite and go forward and backwards. So now we're going forward and backwards. So the arms are going the opposite way. Now I'm going to talk, I'll show you from the side. So the first one was going across the top and down. It was coming up the back, up your spine, and then down the front. Now it's going to go the other way where it goes back, goes forward, and then back. Now this time it's going up the Ren Mai meridian. This is a Yin vessel. This is the sea of Yin. And Ren Mai comes up from the front point, which is your Yin, and it comes up the front and goes up right up to the top and meets the other one at the lip. So the Dai Mai finishes one side of the lip and the Ren Mai is at the other one and goes Ren Mai all the way down in front. Yep. So when we're doing this exercise now, we go in the opposite direction, which is we're bringing our arms up. Yep. The arms are coming up. Instead of going, I just want to confuse you, instead of going forward and down, yeah, now they're going forward and up. That's it. There you go. So you can see the difference. So the idea, of course, now is the energy is coming up the Ren Mai as you go and then down. Up the Ren Mai and then down. Up the Ren Mai and down. So you're pulling the energy up the Ren Mai and goes down. Now the Ren Mai has a set of points too. It's the only other one that has points as well. And all the points on the Ren Mai go to the organs as well. So, but the translation of this one, of course, is the conception vessel. So the Ren Mai has a lot to do with conception, not only for the female, but also for the male genitalia, because it all comes through the same area. And so it gives the power for the men and the fertility for the female. Yeah. There you go. Let's go. You breathe in as you come up and breathe out as you go down. Yeah, so we've got circles. We're doing the circles like that. I'll just see from the side, circles like that. And your palms are facing towards each other at this stage. Very good. Perfect. I'm going to swap the feet over and take the other one forward. So if we think of the Ren Mai, so Ren Mai is a Yin organ. But yeah, it's seen as a Yin vessel as such, where the Dai Mai is the Yang. And they're all like brother and sister because one on the back and one's on the front. And the sea of Qi with the Yang, well, this is the sea of Yin. So this is the charge of all the Yin in the body, which is the blood and the fluids. Where the Yang's to do with the energy, this is to do with all the fluids in the body. That's why it has a lot to do with conception. Yeah. And so we're moving forward doing the circles. Make sure when you do this, when you're rocking forward and backwards, you're going from the kidney point to the kidney point as we do this. Hands are facing towards each other, doing the circular motion. And keep your back straight. So don't you want to lean forward and go forward and come back. I'll just show you not to do this. Don't do that and come back. Whoops, that way and come back. Don't do that. So you want to have your back as straight as you can, and you're just rocking forwards and backwards. And the hands are coming forward and backwards as you do that. Very good. Just a couple more times. Good. And then finish there. So, Chong Mai. Chong Mai is an interesting one. So the Chong Mai vessel is to do with it comes up the center core. Yeah? And so we have this idea of the center energy coming up, and it comes up from your genital area and comes up right through the center. It's to do with the blood. It's to do with the sea of blood. Yep. So we're going to do the exercise that you do for that. Now you can do this with the foot forward or feet together. It's the same thing again. We'll use the feet together because we were doing it feet apart. We were doing that before. So the energy comes up and then does a circle this way. Yeah. So it comes up, and so you turn your hands down. Comes up the Chong Mai, and then recirculates the chi. Comes up and down. So in theory, we're not making the Chong Mai energy circulate. We're building the energy up. We're drawing in. We're breathing into the Chong Mai and then breathing out. We're breathing into the Chong Mai and we're breathing as we're rocking forward. Yep. Now the Chong Mai is called penetrating vessel, is another name for it. And it's also the sea of blood. It's the extraordinary vessel that has most, or the storage vessel, the battery pack, has the production of the blood. I think we can equate that to what part of your car that produces blood, because your blood's like your oil. So it's like your oil production part of inside your body that works around your motor to lubricate your motor. Blood does more than just the lubrication purposes though, but to understand it has that idea. And it goes down and forward. Good. Now it's coming up the front. So how you know work this one out is it doesn't go the opposite way. It doesn't go down and go down. Now some people do this. They can go both ways. They do one's yin and one's yang because they have the yin and yang aspect of it. But we're doing the other one where we're coming up them because it's actually in theory it originates from the genital region that comes up. So we're bringing it up in its general way where that originates. And we're doing that. Looking forward and backwards. Good with soft feet. Keep the back straight. Breathing in and breathing out. So the hands are still circulating. They're still doing the circle to the front. I'm going to show you, which is different to the other one. They're going forward that way. Yep. Trying to find that Chong Mai. Breathe out. Breathing in, Chong Mai. Breathe out. Very good. Good. And rest there. So the next one we're going to do is the Dai Mai, which is the girdling vessel. Travels around your center of your body. And it's like the center of an hourglass, where the hourglass has the top and the bottom. It's like the piece in the middle. And in Chinese medicine, it regulates all the meridians on the top part of your body and regulates all the meridians on the top part and bottom part of your body. And it's like the center point that this goes around about energy. And all the energies travel up and down the body, travel through the Dai Mai. And the Dai Mai is meant to be the regulation of that. They call it the girdling vessel, yeah? It binds the 12 meridians, if that's the terminology. So what it's saying is that it binds, it connects all the 12 meridians and gets the energy moving through all the 12 meridians in your body, yep? And remember the 12 meridians have one either side, so there's 24 meridians if the truth is known. It's just 12 on one side and 12 on the other, yep? So it's binding all of those together and connecting them, getting them flowing through your body. Yep? So the exercise to do that, because it's the girdling vessel, it's done in a circular motion and your hands come around to the side. Now my body's going to turn and I'm going to do this. Yep? So the hips are turning and the body's turning at the same time. Yep. Now we can do both ways for this one. It's like the same as the other one. The last one, the penetrating Chong Mai, can go forward or backwards or forward. And so I'm going to the left first and to the right. I'm mirroring you. I'm going to the left first and then to the right. Left and to the right. Correct. And I'm doing circles with my hips to do this. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm inside the girdling vessel and I'm moving the energy around the girdling vessel and I'm tonifying the energy. Yep. Breathe in as we turn, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Cool. Good. We're going to go the other way. So then you've got to work out how to do this exercise, moving the hips the other way now. So the hands are doing a plate. So the hands are like following the girdling vessel inside your body, but they're outside the body. But your mind's in the girdling vessel inside your hips as you're turning. You're thinking of the girdling vessel as you're turning, yeah? Now, breathe out. So breathe in, and then breathe out when you come back. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Breathe in as it does the circles, breathe in as it comes back. Good. Now I'll just put my foot forward there, so now we'll do it with the feet forward. As I say, you can do this static with the feet in the Wuji posture or the single horse stance, and we're doing it because we're rocking forward and backwards at the same time, so we added an extra piece to this. So I have the momentum of the yin and the yang in the movement forward and backwards, and we're going to the side. So everything that has yin and yang also has, infinitely divisible. So if we have the Dai Mai vessel, which is seen as a yang vessel, yeah, and the Chong Mai is more of a yin vessel because it's to do with the blood. But inside the yang, we have yin and yang inside the yang. And inside the yin and the yang, we have the yin and the yang inside the yin and the yang as well. So there's both sides of this. It's like the Dai Mai is the sea of yang, but there is an aspect of yin inside that. There has to be. There has to be two pieces to it. And you see that depicted in the symbol of the Tai Chi symbol, the yin yang symbol of the two fish, the two holes. There's always an aspect of the other one because you can't have absolute yin and absolute yang. It doesn't exist. Not in this world. Yeah? Very cool. Okay. So that's the Dai Mai. Now we'll go to the yang motility vessel or the yang Qiao Mai. Now that comes up from the heels. It's done slightly different. It comes up from your bones. It comes up, travels through your bones. So to do that, we're going to rock back onto our heels. It's one of the few exercises you actually do on your heels. Normally we stand on the kidney points at the front and we engage all the meridians, the 12 meridians through the body, because as soon as you stand on your kidney points and bend your knees slightly, it engages your muscles. As soon as you engage the muscles, it engages the energy. But we're going to engage, so we're going to rock back onto the heels. And as soon as you do that, now it engages the energy in the bones because I'm standing on my bones now instead of my muscles. And the yin Qiao Mai or the yang Qiao Mai, both of them circulate energy through the bones, and they start from the bottom. Yep. And so we're talking about, it comes up the side, and then comes forward. And so our arm circles we're going to do are going to be full circles, yep. And we're going to go backwards first. So we're going to go backwards, over the top, and then down the front, yeah. Now, same thing, I'm doing it in a single horse stance. I can do it this way. And all you're doing is feeling the flow of the energy. It's coming up the meridians. It almost follows the side of your leg, like where the gallbladder meridian is. It comes up the body right to your head. So it comes up, yeah? And we're going backwards, up the gallbladder, and then down. Coming up from the ground. And because we're standing on our heels, the energy is coming up and down from there. Good. So we're going to add the variety to that, and we're going to step 1 foot forward, but this time still stay on your heels. Now you're going to go from heel to heel. Yeah? We're going backwards, heel, stay on your heel, then rock forward on your heel. That's something we normally don't do. Normally we move from kidney point to kidney point. We're going from heel to heel. Down. And we're bringing, this is for the yang motility vessel. This governs the activity in your body. Yep. And I always remember, how I remember this is when activity is about going forward, we're moving forward, but our hands are going forward. And that's our activity, which is the opposite to the next one. We're going forward. In this stage, we're rocking from heel to heel. So we're activating. So to keep the toes on the ground though, there's no weight in them, more weight's in the heel. Heel. Swap feet forward. Comes up the back, over the top, and down. So it's like doing circles, big circles around with your arms, and back to the front. I should show that for the side. Depending on how much flexibility you have in your shoulders, that's how you can do this. So you breathe in when you come up the back, and breathe out when you come down the front. Breathing in, heel to heel. You should feel all the weight on the heel and all the weight on the heel in the front. Go. Swap feet. Heel to heel. Perfect. There you go. So this is the yang motility vessel. So obviously the opposite must be the yin, and it is. And we're going to swap. We're going to go back the other way. I'll swap feet over there. We're going to go back with the okay. So you can do it with the heels. You can do it in horse stance, or you can do it with your feet separated, and you can add the movement. So now we're going to go up the front and down the back. So now we're going forward and we're going back. Now, there's the Yin Qiao Mai, which is the Yin Motility Vessel, is in charge of the quietness or the stillness in your body. It's in charge of the non-activity that happens in our body. The stillness, where everything rests. So of course, this exercise must be good for insomnia. Yeah, and so you're drawing it backwards, so you're coming back. Where the last one was activity, you were going forward, and this one's about stillness or quietness, and we're going backwards, yeah? In the quietness, we're coming back. The arms are still doing a big circle. In the front, I'm just coming around so you can see that. Going forward, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, swap feet. Breathing in and back, very good. Heel to heel. Now this one's coming up the kidney meridian. It's following the kidney meridian. It's coming up the inside of the legs. If you don't know where the meridians are, if you're not quite sure, it comes up the meridian. The last one was coming up the outside of the legs. This one's coming up the inside of the legs, yeah? And so it's done slightly different. So we have the whole motion of this, as we say, with the last one we were going forward, which was coming up the outside of the leg, and the one that's coming inside, we're going forward and backwards. So it's coming up the inside of the legs, up into the body. Inside the legs, up into the body. If you're not sure where the 8 extraordinary vessels are, there's lots of diagrams you'll find if you go onto the internet. You can dive in and just put in the 8 extraordinary vessels diagrams and you'll get a million of them. So there's lots of to show exactly where they are, the entrance points and the exit points, where they originate. And as I say, we're tonifying the extraordinary vessel, we're tonifying the storage vessels, we're putting energy into the vessels. Yep, good. Right, just shake your arms out, give them rest. So the next last two we're going to do, one's the Yang Wei Mai and the Yin Wei Mai. The Yang Wei Mai is to do with the exterior of the body, the Yang's to do with the exterior of the body, and the Yin's to do with the interior of the body. Yep, so the Yang's has on the outside. So the circles this time we're going to do are on the outside. So we're doing circles on the same side. So we go forward, yeah? Now we're going to go forward, yeah? So this goes up the outside of the body, the channel comes up the outside of the body, and then we're going forward. Up the outside of the body and going forward. That's it. And we can, as I say, we've got our feet staggered. So we're rotating our hips at the same time. And the hands are coming over. Now when you first start, if you've never done this exercise before, the arms can be a little bit out of coordination with this. Be okay with that. It just takes time to have them so they work the same way. And they're going forward. Breathing in as it comes up the back and breathe out. Breathing in, breathing out. Imagine you had a pillow in your hand and you turn around and you're banging the pillow on the ground. Yep. Hitting the pillow on the ground. That's the motion. You're doing it from your hips. Yep. You breathe in and then breathe out, bring the pillow down. Yep. This is the Yang Wei Mai. Good. Swap sides to the other side. Now I've got if I'm mirroring you, I've got my right foot forward. Now I'm going to the other side. Comes up the back and goes forward. Governs the exterior of the body, and it comes up the outside of your legs, outside of the leg that I'm standing on the back. And we have one on both sides, all the extraordinary vessels, except for the Ren Mai, Dai Mai. The other 6 all have dual vessels, one on one side, one on the other. Yep, just same as the meridians. The only 2 that don't is the Dai Mai and Ren Mai. There's one Ren Mai and one Dai Mai. Sorry, one Ren Mai and one Dai Mai, but the other 2 have a pair. Can't remember if I mentioned that. There's 2 of them, because that'll save you asking me a question about that. And we're going forward. Up the outside of the leg and forward. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, Breathing out. Good. Do a couple more. So we're nice and even for both sides. One and one more. So the Yin Wei Mai, of course, is the opposite. I'm going to swap feet over there to do that. So we're going to go backwards. So we're going to go forward and backwards. Forward and backwards. Forward and backwards. So we're still doing the circles. If I go to the side so you can see that. So we're still doing the circles. We're going forward and backwards, yeah? Forward and backwards. Forward and backwards. And you breathe in. And then breathe out when you come back. Breathe in. And then breathe out. If you can't remember them, of course, you can go back. This video will be up live on YouTube, so you can see it. It'll be in the playlist under weekly classes, so you'll be able to find this. I might actually put the whole setup as actually make it a video for people who want the extraordinary vessel set. I might put a video up for it as well, but it'll be on the weekly classes, so you can find it if you can't remember the exact detail of what I said, because there's a lot to remember. Yep. Good. Do the other one. Back and forward. Yep. Back and that's forward. We're going to go the other way. Yep. Goes over the top and back. Up and back. So the one you can remember is the forward one goes forward that way. It's going forward and the top hands go forward. Breathe in and then breathe out. You breathe in the back and breathe out in the front. And this one, when you go the other way, is you breathe in and you breathe out to the back. So it's opposite. Breathe in, back. Now, the Yin Wei Mai comes up the inside of the body. It follows the meridians. It follows this pretty much the same pathway as the spleen, but it's a lot deeper than the spleen meridian, but it follows very similar to it behind it. It's close to it. It also governs the spleen, of course, as well. Right, and we're going backwards. Come to the front and backwards. Cool. And we'll do the other side. Forward and backwards. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, forward, back. Breathe in and breathe out. Yin Wei Mai, Yin linking vessel, to do with the interior of the body. This, the energy or the storage vessels, governs the interior of the body. Where the last one, the young one, governs the exterior of the body. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Two more. Now what you'll get doing these exercises is really hot. There you go. You'll get really hot because it generates lots of power. The exercise itself does. The physical activity of the exercise, of course, generates lots of power. But because we're tonifying the extraordinary vessels, we're drawing energy from outside to put energy back into them. You know, we're not generally using the energy from inside the body. We're drawing it from the outside. We're drawing it from the breath, and we're drawing it from all the way through our pores, and then we're drawing it through all our body into that. So we actually, like a suction cup, because of the way the exercise is constructed, as you're doing this exercise, the body becomes like a vacuum. I'm not sure vacuum's got more magnet, more like that would be a term than a vacuum. Become a magnet because of the way the exercise is structured. The body starts absorbing energy from outside your body through the pores and through the acupuncture points. And by doing this exercise, because our intention is to take that energy that we're absorbing into the extraordinary vessel, that's where it's going to go. Yeah? We're talking about doing these exercises. And we're doing these exercises whether we're going to the front or backwards. Yeah? This is the Yin Wei Mai is back. Remember, the Yin Wei Mai is back, and the Yang Wei Mai is forward. You just think of forward as yang and back as yin. That's the easy way to do it. Okay? So we've got the idea, as we're doing this exercise, it's generating power in our body, but our body's absorbing the energy. We're also absorbing the energy from the breath, going into the Ren Mai, into the Ren Mai, Dai Mai, Chong Mai, Girdling Vessel. All we're doing is we're drawing energy from the outside into the body, and we're tonifying ourselves. When you do that, of course, you get a lot of chi. I feel alive now, even the whole body's zinging, because I've just absorbed all this energy in my body and it's gone into the vessels. So what that does, of course, is generate lots of power and lots of yang energy when yang energy is hot. So then you're just going to get hot. And so that's the reason you're warming up if you are warm up. If you're not, you would have warmed up doing these. So hopefully that's useful. If you have any questions about that, please ask. I'll write down what I'll do in the commentary in the YouTube. I'll write down what I talked about the conceptual vessel and whether it's the exterior, whether it's to do with the sea of blood or whether it's to do with the 12 meridians or the stillness or the quietness or an activity. I'll write them more down for you so you can see which one it is, so you can remember. Yep. If you have any questions, please ask about that. It's a great set. And as I say, I might even put it up as a whole set on the YouTube as well. Have a beautiful day, everybody. We'll bow out. Don't forget the challenge. Remember, another £2 this week. If you want to see the challenge, go on to last week's video, the advanced class where I showed you exercises to lose weight. And I talked about how Chinese medicine sees weight gain and weight loss and how you can move energy around or weight around by doing certain exercises. But I'll give you some Qigong exercises to show you how to do that anyway. So good luck for this week, and I'll check in next week and tell you if I've lost another £2. I'm sure I will. And have a beautiful week, everybody. We'll just bow out. Or back onto your thumbs. Left hand underneath. Go. Bring your hands towards you, and then down to your physical center. Very good. Let's take a step back. Bow to each other.